How you doing, guys? This is ZedEye here. So today I definitely wanted to share my thoughts on the PlayStation Showcase 2023 that wrapped up. I slept on it, summarize my thoughts a little bit also. And by the way, I want to mention before I proceed that I may sound a little bit different because I recently just recovered from being very, very sick, and I feel much better now, and there's no way I would have actually not skipped on this video. And you know what? I just wanted to share my thoughts, to give you my summary and everything like that. And of course, by the title of this video, you can already tell that I was quite disappointed with this showcase. Maybe it's also because it was my fault and many of other people's fault, because our expectations were a little bit, well, maybe unrealistic to a lot of cases, but also, yeah, they were very, very high. Now, I want to get into the showcase individual games, or at least the games that I was, somewhat interested and also very, very interested as well. Now, a few things there which just simply of no interest to me, but a lot of people will absolutely love to play it and get in their hands as quickly as possible. But for me, like I said, not so much. I will only give them a little bit of a highlight, but that's all really. So I want to go to, from A to B, basically all the games that were showcased or revealed in here, and also, just have a little bit of discussion regarding them. So PlayStation Showcase kicked off with a cinematic trailer of the Haven's PlayStation exclusive called Fair Game, or maybe it's Fair Games. Now, it's described as a competitive modern heist game where you team up to break into the exotic locations and steal the cargo, and unfortunately there was no gameplay. Now, this definitely gave me a lot of vibes of Watch Dogs. It was actually kind of interesting, especially Watch Dogs Legion with their similarities towards the trailer. I would not be surprised if it was actually developed by the same studio or the guys who made Watch Dogs Legion, that CGI trailer. But yeah, it kind of gave me that vibe. But still, I'll be honest with you guys, this did not convince me. Being that now it is a first-party studio, Haven, and it's developing this sort of title that we have actually already seen before, I hope actually lives up to the expectations, and I hope it's not going to be like a more or less of a shooter that you would, get it any other day in a lot of other cases, and it's just will be forgotten after a week or a month's time. Because if this game is not going to be capable of keeping the interests of the players, there's just no way this game is going to live up to the expectations. And being that this is a multiplayer game, and finally, like it's been mentioned many times, PlayStation is trying to diverge a little bit of their attention towards multiplayer games. They want to have some games that are going to be going towards the multiplayer experience as well, not just single player that they're only pretty much known for. And you know what, more power to that, but also it's kind of concerning because everything that I've seen in terms of the live service game or multiplayer games, none of those games convinced me. But also, where the hell is the gameplay? I mean, perhaps it is too early, but if that's the case, why showcase this now? I feel like they should have actually not made a showcase at all, and instead just called it a state of play and made a smaller version of this, because they didn't really convince me into anything. Well, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but let's continue with the next game. Third-person co-op shooter Helldivers 2 from the Arrowhead Game Studios. Personally, to me, this is a highlight. Now, it's not really an interest to me, but I can definitely see a lot of people really looking forward to this game. But yeah, again, I just wanted to mention in here, and it simply did not interest me. Another game that I don't know why people are very excited for this, it just looks good, but that's really it. It's the Ascendant Studios first-person magic shooter of Immortals of Avium. It's one of the published by the EA and is due out in this July. Personally, to me, this didn't convince me, this trailer. It's just the same, more of the same. It's basically having a little bit of cutscenes and also having a bombastic amount of magic and shooting shit up. That's really it. I feel like there's gonna be a pretty version of Godfall, and it's gonna be god-awful, basically. I don't know, I don't trust this. I mean, yeah, sure, you can have very known names behind the developers and who are making this, but that doesn't mean anything. We've seen time and time again, even having fantastic developers, they can still bosh the game, unfortunately. So I don't trust this, at least not yet. 5 of 5 games and one more level revealed Ghost Runner 2, and it's coming out PC and consoles later this year. This is a lot of people's very favorite game. And also for me, I didn't even play first Ghost Runner, so I can't say much about this one. And I don't know, this is more or less of a highlight. It's not that it's not just that I'm interested in it, it's basically that it's there, you know what I mean? I don't think I'm gonna be playing it. Now, quick fire action RPG, Phantom Blade Zero looks awesome. Now, this was the first game that genuinely gave me, oh man, I have to get this. It's been developed by a developer called like Cruel Man Studio. What a weird names they come up with, isn't it? But yeah, this was awesome. This reminded me of Ghost of Tsushima, a little bit of Bloodborne, but yeah, this oh man, I hope it actually lives up to, you know, of similarity qualities of like AAA standards. But again, we're gonna have to wait and see. So after that, I'm just gonna skip a lot of games that the showcase has revealed. I don't give shits about them. But yeah, up next we have one of the worst kept secrets in the video games. As obviously I'm talking about Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake. It's called now Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, even though they don't pronounce it as Delta, but having that triangle, basically a green triangle. And of course there's new like OG Metal Gear Solid Collection 2, and it's actually going to be Volume 1, so there's going to be also Volume 2 sometime coming out, like with the including of Metal Gear Solid 4. So that's awesome. Like a lot of these games are not available on PlayStation, so now they are going to be. I hope they're going to get like a resolution bump and also frame rate bump and a modernized controls, and then that's it, that's all, that's enough, really. Like it's basically call it a remaster. Don't put too much effort, but please make sure they're actually playable and a good experience and they work, you know, they're not broken. And if that's the case, if they've done that, man, it's gonna be genuine like fun time with this. Unfortunately, we do not know the release for the Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake, even though they don't call it 3, and actually it makes sense why they don't call it 3. But the collection is coming out sometime, well, in 2023, at the end of 2023 at least. So that's gonna be, well, it's gonna be awesome. I cannot wait. So Final Fantasy 16 again, just stop, man. Like this, like there are such long trailers, and they keep showing off more and more and more. I don't want to see more. I'm sold. I'm gonna get it 100%. You don't need to convince me otherwise. Maybe this case that they are still doing it because of marketing rights and stuff. I was actually surprised a little bit that no, that's a lie. I knew Final Fantasy 16 would have been here, but I'm kind of sick of it seeing it because like we've seen a lot of it already, and I feel that you're doing too much of it, if that makes sense. You know, like I'm still 100% looking forward to it. I cannot wait, and I hope it lives up to the expectations, except one thing I'm definitely going to mention right now. Man, that lip sync is god awful. Did you guys notice the lip sync in there? Ooh, damn, that's kind of worrisome, because that will definitely bring you out the immersion if you keep it like a dubbed version of English. Hopefully they fix this by well, they still got another month to go. So, okay, so Epic Games. Okay, Epic and Remedy revealing the debut of the trailer of the Alan Wake 2, and it's due out on 17th of October 2023. Now this looked kind of interesting. Like, I'll be honest with you guys, Alan Wake first one anyway did not interest me. Like, I didn't even bother buying it or playing it at all. I don't know much about it, but this one, yeah, this looked good. Like, it has a standard of AAA quality, and especially when they showcase like a snippet of like a little bit of gameplay. I assume it was gameplay anyway, and damn, that looked awesome. And I'm kind of actually very, very intrigued, and I kind of want to pick it up. Straight after, we got an opportunity of seeing first look of the Assassin's Creed Mirage from Ubisoft, and so this also will be out on October 12th, 2023. Now this game, like, I kind of expected it to be like this, because it's been mentioned that it's going to be running on the same engine as was for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And I actually was surprised how much gameplay they showed here. This was pure gameplay. Now, I want to say that the quality didn't, you know, scream next generation, but also I believe this Assassin's Creed Mirage also will be available on PlayStation 4 version. So, I mean, that's alright personally to me. I'm going to be playing it for sure. I'm going to be picking it up. I'm so glad the way it's going to be like about 15 hours of adventure, basically. It's going to be reduced in price reduction as well on day one. So it's not going to be like a $70 game for, you know, as usual it is for a lot of other Assassin's Creed games. And I'm definitely looking more forward to that because of it. There's definitely a lot more refinements has been done in here comparing to Valhalla in terms of the engine and quality. Like, it's a lot more vibrant and bright in general. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, there's a lot of similarities that you would actually see here that are present in Valhalla, even Odyssey, and hell yeah, of course, Origins as well. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. This definitely convinced me a little bit more, and this is more of what I have expected from this game. So now we're skipping a whole lot of other games that genuinely did not interest me, and this I have to mention and give it a little bit of a highlight, and actually kind of intrigued me as well. The trailer for Dogma 2, man, people are looking forward to this game. So many people also told me like, man, you gotta play Dogma 1, because like I heard, I may be wrong, maybe I am wrong, but basically like there's been a mention that Dogma 1 still like it's just basically aged like fine wine. Basically, you can still play it even now. Even the controls are kind of surprising, well, playable, if that makes sense. And I mean, okay, but like I kind of don't want to, you know what I mean? Because like my tendency, especially with my mentality right now, I barely play all games, and I'm like having a hard time getting back into the gaming in general. I only play games that I know for a fact that I'm gonna love, and the games that I already played, and I'm only playing games that are new. So it's also because I kind of burn out myself out of the gaming as well. But I'm curious to see what new games got in store for me, and that's why I'm looking forward to more of the new games, and that's why I want to have new adventures, new experiences. Even if they're all games I did not play, sure, I can like get my new experience out of that. But I feel like I want to get new games that kind of get me hyped up. And once again, like, you know, looking forward to, like I said, Dogma 2, and hopefully it lives up to the expectations. And unfortunately, we did not get the release year even, so I guess we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for that. Once again, we're skipping a few more games, including the VR games. I genuinely have no interest in VR. I feel like there's still a little bit of a niche product. They still need to get into that AAA quality of standards of video games in VR's aspect, but I kind of don't see it happening as well in the far future. We do not know. It's still early to say. So Sony's owned Bungie, right? Bungie revealed its next game called Marathon. It's a new sci-fi PvP extraction shooter. And for fuck's sake, there's no gameplay again. The music though. Ooh, that music, dude. I love that music. I kind of was a little bit, gave me blue balls because like there was no beat. But until the Marathon pops up on the logo of the title, oh man, that was awesome. And did you notice a little vibe as well with this, like with the first party titles of, you know, PlayStation games? They all got that kind of space shooter, and also kind of got that vibe of like 70s, 80s future kind of architecture vibe that they all wanted to see will be going like cyberpunk kind of aesthetic. And you know, it's awesome, but I feel like it might be a little bit oversaturated. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, this didn't convince me because obviously it just had no fucking gameplay. It's ridiculous. Yeah, by the way, keeping up with Bungie, they finally have showcased a new trailer for Destiny 2 The Final Shape. Looks interesting. There's nothing really else except that the return of Kate. And yeah, I guess this is more this place that he's at. Maybe it's the afterlife, because like Kate looks a little different. And yeah, he seems ghosted. Does that make sense? Like he's got that, I don't know, some kind of air around him, if that makes sense, like a white air or some, I don't know what's going on, white smoke around him. It's interesting, intriguing for sure. And by the way, it's gonna be the final expansion for the Light and Dark saga of Destiny 2. I'm curious where they will be heading next. It's gonna be interesting for sure. So, okay. Once again, no fucking gameplay for the next game. Concord. It's a new PvP multiplayer. It's a first-person shooter from Firewalk Studios, launching on 2024. Yeah, like I said, no gameplay. What's with this? Like, you know, again, first party from PlayStation, and once again, no gameplay. And this time, they even went even first, like a step further, and just showed us nothing except the space, like the ship going into the light speed, and with a countdown and showcasing how the burger vibrates. Basically, it's yeah, and it's straight up just a logo. The music was good, and again futuristic vibe of 70s 80s it gave me as well, like I've mentioned already. Oh man. Anyway, so after that, we got an opportunity of seeing Jim Ryan again. He mentions that Sony, of course, revealing with Project Q, a dual-sense controller with a screen, a HD screen, mind you, not a 4K. Great. Powered by the cloud. Kind of useless, to be honest with you. I don't see the point of this, device, and earbuds, which was basically all this was rumored. We already knew that this was all going to be happening. There's also been no mention of a kind of a discless version of the PlayStation 5. Maybe it will be happening a little bit later down the line, or perhaps it was cancelled. We do not know. And of course, the biggest finisher of them all, Insomniac's Spider-Man 2, is due out this autumn as Sony's main PlayStation 5 exclusive, and we ended with the 10-minute gameplay video of Spider-Man 2, which was definitely the biggest thing within the show. I absolutely love this gameplay. Bloody hell, is awesome. Venom, awesome. Like, you can actually, control Venom in the game. So cool. So many new aesthetics in here, so many new things. It's so much faster. I'm looking forward to this game for sure. I'll do a little bit more of a breakdown towards this game a little bit later on. But other than that, guys, that's all we got. Now, I'll be honest with you, I genuinely was actually quite disappointed with the showcase. Also because it was my fault, my expectations were a little bit through the roof. But, I mean, PlayStation doesn't need to worry, especially since Xbox is such a big problems that they're having and going through. It's just still is a question is what is going on with the other developers. Where is some other games that are supposed to be here, like Pragmata? Where the hell is that game? Like, where is The Last of Us Factions? What's going on with that game? Is it going to be making an appearance at the Summer Game Fest maybe, like it was last year? I hope so. Oh man, there's just so many questions since, like, where is this specific game? And it's like actually was a genuine surprise that we got nothing from a lot of games that we were definitely expecting to see. Man, what a question in our heads, like, throughout this whole journey that we had to go throughout this showcase. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for today. Do like and subscribe. See you guys all later, and have a wonderful day.